Hello, welcome to the Silver Archer Tarot. Today we have a reading called Wake Up Call. So we have 4 questions today. So what is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? So today we're doing a pick a card tarot. So we've got 3 different piles already set out. We've got our Luna Ethereal Visions Tarot. And then for our last question of what energy will be guiding as I work through it, we have got our Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Okay, so if you've never done a pick a card reading before, basically you're just going to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and figure out if you want to be in pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. To help you decide, I have placed a few of my rings on here. So we've got just a basic silver heart for pile 1. For pile 2, I call this my, I don't know, it looks like vines to me. It's like my sparkly, kind of nature-y ring. And then we have this ring. And then we've got this ring for pile 3. Okay, so go ahead and take a few moments, a few deep breaths, breathe in and out, in and out. Choose what pile resonates with you. I will put the timestamps in the description, and let's go. Hi, pile 1. Already, you chose this silver heart ring. So remember, we have got, what is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? Okay, we've got justice. So what is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? Interesting. And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? Pronghorn. Action. Alrighty. Okay, so right away I'm seeing a few things. So justice is the idea that you need balance in your life. The sword sometimes means conflict. So make sure there's balance in your life. You're not leaning one way or the other. And I think it's really interesting we got this action card as the energy guiding you as you work through this, because the Two of Wands, how is this getting in the way of my authentic self? The Two of Wands represents this planning stage. So perhaps you've got an idea, maybe it's some creative idea, maybe it's a hobby you want to pursue, maybe there's an educational route you want to go, something that you think will help your career perhaps. But there's something on your mind, and it's because there's no balance, it's keeping you in this planning stage. So you're not able to go further and actually take your action yet because you've been stuck in this planning stage. This lack of balance, maybe you are too focused on work and don't have time for your hobbies, and that's keeping it in the planning stage. Maybe you've been overwhelmed in other parts of your life. You've been paying a lot of attention to maybe relationships or like others' needs, and because of that, you've put your own needs, your own plans, your own wishes, your own ideas on hold. They're staying in the planning stage. And that's how it's getting in the way of this authentic self, is you clearly want to take action with something, but you either don't have the time, or maybe you're being told it's a bad idea. Something is keeping you from actually acting on this. How do I overcome it? Interestingly, we've got the Four of Wands in reverse. So the Four of Wands, when it's upright, represents sitting back and relaxing. and just taking stock of what you have and taking a moment to appreciate it, to just slow down. And so with this in reverse, it makes me think that no, you've already spent too much time doing this, and you need to start taking action. If you want to see this, if you want to be able to, in the future, sit back and see all that you have accomplished, look at the fruits of your labor, then you need to, this pronghorn, take action. So what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? We've got the pronghorn, so it says, now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. And what I love is this reminds me of, wand energy. And with the Two of Wands, here, I'll move this up a little bit so you can see the words. But with the wands, it's all about building something. It's all about, you've got like a creative idea or a hobby or a business idea or something that you think is going to help you, move forward. Not necessarily like career-wise or financial-wise, but more of this, like, I want to build something that somewhat matters to me, whether it's following an interest, a hobby, whatever that might be. And so, yeah, I love this. It's time to act. So get out of this planning stage, right? It is time to act. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. So I think what you need to do, you're kind of stuck in this state of wanting to stay balanced, figuring things out, or maybe there's an imbalance right now. And it's keeping you in the planning stage, but if you want to be able to eventually look at the success, you got to take action. So let me know in the comments below if this resonates with you and what action is it that you've been wanting to take? Have you been wanting to start social media? Have you wanting to start an Etsy business? Do you have another business idea? Do you want to go back and get another degree? What is this that you need to take action on? Okay, today we kept it short and sweet. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose the ring it's my little glam nature ring. So today, again, we've got 3 questions. What is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? So let's take a look at your reading. So first, what is a wake-up call I need to receive? The Sun. How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? Ace of Wands, okay. How do I overcome this? The Artist, okay. And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? The Peacock, Vibrancy. All right. This is interesting. Okay, so what's a wake-up call that I need to receive? So the Sun tends to represent like all things that are good. It's our true, authentic self. We call it our sun sign, right? And that represents, our truest self. Interestingly, though, the Sun on its flip side, when it's more negative energy, not necessarily like in reverse, but the flip side to being your true self, focusing on yourself, etc., there can't be too much of a good thing. So in the same way that the Sun can give you warmth from your skin and give you vitamin D, too much can lead you to burn. So I'm wondering if a wake-up call you need to receive, which one resonates with you? Have you been focusing on yourself too much? I feel like sometimes in society I think we've become very selfish sometimes, and we're like, it's all about me, it's about my well-being and my self-care. And yes, that is very important, but is it maybe getting in the way of relationships or other ideas or things like that? On the flip side, if you're like, that's absolutely not me, I've not been taking care of myself too much, is it the flip side? Is this your wake-up call to say, hey, you do matter, take care of yourself, be your true, authentic self, right? That's when we shine the most, when we are who we're meant to be and who we are truly on the inside. So let me know which side of that resonates with you. So how is this getting in the way of my authentic self? We've got the Ace of Wands here. Wand energy is very much, I want to build something. I want to take some sort of action to maybe pursue a hobby, pursue an idea, pursue a business, maybe get more education. And so the Ace of Wands, the Ace is typically like the beginning of something, the beginning of a journey. So how is this getting in the way of your authentic self? I feel like it's getting in the, whether you're ignoring yourself or focusing on yourself too much. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe you're ignoring yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, it's getting in the way of what is meant for you in terms of there are ideas that you have. There's a path that you need to take. But because you're not being your true, authentic self, you're not able to take this next step, whatever this idea, whatever this hobby is. And there might be something that came straight to your mind. Maybe there's not something that's coming straight to mind right away because you've been so concerned maybe with other people or trying to meet other people's expectations that you haven't even really had the time to think about, what is my passion? What do I want to pursue? Is there a hobby, a business, education that I want to move forward with? So again, it is possible that something came to mind immediately and you're like, yes, I've had the seed of an idea and I just have not had the time to pursue it, or maybe you've thought other people would think less of you. Again, this idea of maybe not being your full authentic self, or you haven't even really learned enough about yourself yet to know what this new idea is. Okay, so how do I overcome this? The artist. The artist is all about turning dreams into reality. Let me look up in my book. This card signifies humankind and shows when you need to open to the knowledge that is available if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. Some adjectives: creation, passionate, interpreter, visionary. So yeah, I think you need to take a moment to yourself. I think you need to get rid of the distractions of the world, whether that's work expectations or, sometimes I can find myself in the habit of I'm never without some sort of media content, right? So I'm listening to something on my walk. I'm listening to something while I'm in the shower. I'm listening to something to go to bed. And it's really important for us that we have moments to just listen to our thoughts and check in with ourselves. So be open to that. Take a few moments to yourself. And then it might not happen right away. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You stay silent for 5 minutes and suddenly this idea is going to come to you. But I think if you start incorporating moments to yourself where you're not listening to other people, you're not listening to media, you don't have the input from others, and start to recognize who you are, then you'll be open to what's meant for you, what your desires are. Maybe you don't even realize they're on your heart. And then you'll get this idea that you can start to plan and take action on. Okay, so what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? We've got the peacock. Move this up so you can read it. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life and more things, good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. So one thing about the peacock, right? They kind of look ridiculous, but they're beautiful. They're their true authentic self. They're like, I'm going to puff up my tail and I'm going to strut around and I'm going to show who I am. And in doing that, right, it's part of this like mating dance. They're trying to attract other people. I feel like if you do these things, you will attract like-minded others. So I don't know if that's also why you haven't been able to really be your true authentic self, why there's just so much noise in your head and in your life. Maybe you haven't felt like you can be true, you can be bright, vibrant. You can shine and inspire and recognize your brilliance that you have. Maybe you felt like you can't do that. So that's what I'm getting here for you today, Pile 2, just a little short and sweet reading. But yeah, I'm now pretty confident that it's not you're focusing on yourself too much. I think it's not enough. I think you're not being your full authentic self. But if you give yourself moments to listen, It's gonna help you figure out either what you wanna do or a desire you didn't know you had. And it's gonna help you be that full, authentic self that inspires others, shines, and attracts like-minded others. Okay, let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. Let me know, yeah, if you feel like this is happening, if you do have an idea of what you want, or if you're still in that stage of like, you know what, I'm not sure yet, and it's because I need to turn down the volume of everything else. Okay, leave that comment down below. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to see more. I'll see you next time, Pile 2. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. All right, you chose this blue kind of teardroppy ring. Remember, we have our 3 questions today. What is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? And then what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? So first up we have, what is a wake-up call I need to receive? How is this getting in the way of my authentic self? How do I overcome this? Interesting. And what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? Okay, you've got Cups energy here. This is the first time I've seen Cups energy. No other piles have had Cups. And Cups are usually related to relationships or emotions. So let me know if that's resonating with you, this idea of emotions or relationships. Okay, so first we have the Knight of Cups. So Knights are typically associated with taking action. And the Knight of Cups is more so about taking action, again, when it comes to relationships. It's really this idea of following your heart. Okay, so the wake-up call you need to receive, are you following your heart, is what I would ask. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but in terms of even maybe like hobbies, I don't know, like tell me if that's resonating with you. Are you following your heart? So how is this getting in the way of my authentic self? So the 3 of Wands in reverse. So when the 3 of Wands is upright, it's typically this idea of you're in the planning or ideation phases of pursuing something. Typically it's like a hobby, an interest, maybe a business idea, maybe educationally related. And the 3 of Wands is like the last step before you actually take that step and take action. So let me look at my little book here and see, what is it telling us when that is in reverse? Delay, obstacles, risk, disappointment. So how is this getting, so okay, follow your heart. You need to follow your heart. Because you're not doing this, it's just delaying. It's delaying you, and it's maybe making you disappointed when you don't need to be. Because what we've got over here with the 9 of Cups is we've got this guy who's pretty satisfied with his life. He's like, I've made it. I'm towards the end of my journey. I feel very fulfilled with where I'm at. Maybe even so fulfilled that I can share with others or, you know, show them my wisdom of how I got here. So how do you overcome this? Is there a way to be content with what you currently have? Because that's also kind of part of this, right? He's not moving, he's not striving for more. He's like, I'm set. Okay, let's look at this card first, or next. So what energy will be guiding me as I work through this? We've got the Butterfly Rebirth. You can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with this world. Love every part of your journey. Okay, so I'm wondering if there is some sort of need to both reinvent but also be satisfied with like who you are and what you have so far. So follow your heart, because right now it seems like that's not what's going on and it's just leading to disappointment. At the same time though, as you're on this journey, again, the Knight is all about action. Be grateful for how far you've come and what you've learned so far. Right? The butterfly is beautiful and it starts as a caterpillar. It then goes into its little cocoon. It takes a hot minute before it transforms into this beautiful butterfly. But I don't think that the butterfly just like spits on its caterpillar self, right? Like it needed to be that hungry, hungry caterpillar in order to get where it is today. So I think that's a huge theme for you, pile 3, is yes, be open to reinventing yourself, rebirth. If things aren't working out and it's only leading to disappointment, change it. You have agency over your life, change it, make a change. At the same time, don't think that this hardship or this maybe veering in the road, this other path that you've been on, don't think that it was for nothing or it was a waste. Still be grateful for that. Be content with it. Love every part of your journey. And hey, reinvention, it can be scary. I don't know if the caterpillar really knows what's happening when it's going into its little cocoon and it's staying there for a hot minute. I don't know that it knows what's happening. I'm sure that is a really scary moment. But then when they're on the other side, they're like, oh wow, that was so worth it. So I feel like the same thing here. It's scary to follow your heart and to do what you know you want to do or to ask for what you deserve. But if you can work through this, you can get rid of that disappointment and see this contentment. Be content again in that journey. Okay. Let me know if this is resonating with you. I think it's fair to be like, I appreciate who I am, but I also want something else for myself, right? I appreciate the experiences that I've had, but I want more and I want a change. So let me know down below if this resonates with you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time, pile 3. Bye.